reading comprehension analysis question from a UK private school 11 plus exam paper. First, listen to a passage from the original text. Then this invisible violence died as mysteriously as it had sprung up, and out of the low branches and down the sides and backs of the trees slid and dropped various creatures like misshapen fruits. Perhaps a dozen, in all, made up this eerie windfall. Silently they gestured to each other before scuttling along the paths to the dark and silent house that adjoined the gate. One by one, they slipped through a back door and began to descend a flight of stone steps. The rattle of feet and the noise of panting suggested that a small-sized hailstorm had got inside the house and panicked. The creatures, the windfall from the trees, turned out to be children, human children, of supernaturally ragged and filthy appearance. Several of them exhibited cuts and scratches from thorns and broken branches, and it seemed that they'd bled not blood but dirt, that they were dirt all through, that their very bones were grubby. Only their eyes, the windows of their souls, were bright and gleeful. At the beginning, this passage describes an invisible violence that suddenly stops, and then some strange creatures fall from the trees like rotten fruit, moving quickly and quietly. They hide inside a dark house, scurrying about like a small hailstorm. Finally, we learn that these creatures are actually children, but they look incredibly dirty, as if made of dirt, with bright and joyful eyes. The question asks, what two impressions do you get about the children? We can answer like this. The children move silently and quickly like strange creatures. They are ragged and dirty in appearance. In other words, they move like small animals, fast and quiet, and their appearance is extremely shabby, unlike ordinary children. Let's take a look at some key vocabulary. Misshapen, deformed or oddly shaped. Windfall, literally fruit blown down by the wind. Here it describes the children who suddenly fall from the trees. Scuttling, to move with short, quick steps, often describing small animals, implying secretive and swift movement. Hailstorm, a storm of hail, used metaphorically here to describe the children rushing chaotically into the house. Supernaturally, in a way that is beyond natural explanation, not like normal humans. Grubby, dirty or grimy, describing how filthy the children are. Eerie, strange and frightening, used to describe the atmosphere or scene. Descend, to go down, here referring to the children going down the stone steps. Creature, a living being, often a strange or unknown one. Gleeful, showing great joy or delight, describing the children's eyes. This passage is very vivid and visual. When understanding it, pay close attention to the descriptions of movements and details in the vocabulary. It really exercises your imagination and judgment skills.